Welcome.
Brand new Los Angeles Venom rat that goes nowhere.
Oh yeah!
Like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see, as promised, I'm doing a graphic novel review.
Hell, it's about time.
No Captain Anarchy video this week, that's for sure, because, well, let's be real here. The next one is the Revlon Red story, and that's by itself is an hour of audio right there. So stay tuned up on that one. And of course, this month, depending on when you watch this video, is the release of issue number 19 of Lost Anarchy magazine, featuring God XGB.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Wolfman's food hunt. Of course, Captain Anarchy and Friends, LA Scoop with Tequila Mockingbird, Dancing with the Devil of Heavy Metal by Lisa Burke, Clive Burr Remembered, The Buzz Legal Column, Know Your Nut Jobs, and of course on the other side we got Royalty Cult, Predapool, Destination Unknown, Janitor Jake's take on Masters of the Universe, which is appropriate for this video. Everything Glam Metal by Mistress Layla.
Fucking messages, bomb.com.
An old-fashioned mojo ring. And of course, our centerfold girl, Madison Orange. And by the way, this issue has more nudity than you can ask for.
Nice.
Today's episode is brought to you by No Thanks to You.
As promised, my review on He-Man: The Eternity War, volumes 1 and 2. Yes, been kind of doing this double feature thing going for it, and why the fuck not?
It is what it is.
Icons from the classic 80s cartoon series clash to become masters of the universe. It is Eternia's darkest hour. The evil Horde has seized power of the light hemisphere, and their leader, Hordak, has claimed the power of Castle Grayskull as his own.
Sorry, but we don't allow our guests to keep their weapons.
So volume 1 starts off with Hordak getting flesh again. Yeah, apparently I missed all that. And Teela is now the sorceress and the snake goddess. And now apparently the snake men are on the good guy's side, and the Horde has taken over Eternia and now runs Castle Grayskull. So the good guys now have to live in Snake Mountain, but they have the snake men on their side. And then He-Man's now King He-Man. Apparently Randor and Marlena are dead, and He-Man and She-Ra, along with the sorceress who's now the snake goddess and new sorceress, apparently sorceress is dead, right? Have to fight the evil Horde. But where's Skeletor? We'll find him later. So the first chapter, we're kind of getting some exposition, and then She-Ra and Stratos have to fight more epic battles, and then She-Ra fights Hordak. Hordak basically almost kills her, and then Skeletor shows up, steals 2 stones, and apparently Skeletor's on our side. Then He-Man and Teela see the future and learns that He-Man needs to be Adam as well as He-Man, because if he's He-Man for 30 years, he'll become a dictator. Which to me, the big message by these liberal douchebags who working for DC is that
He-Man can't be He-Man all the time because you're really suffering from toxic masculinity.
that's the vibe I'm getting. But it's okay for She-Ra to be She-Ra full-time. Like, you see the double standard here. Like, you know, Adora can be She-Ra full-time, but Adam can't be He-Man full-time.
But why?
Because it's toxic masculinity. That's the vibe I'm getting from this volume 1.
What the fuck?
Skeletor comes back as he was warped to Earth. Yeah, Skeletor was warped to Earth, and you know, him and Orko were both warped to Earth, and Constantine is the one who warps him back to Eternia. But yeah, so it makes no sense. I mean, so what did I miss in the whole DC Universe versus Master of the Universe thing? Because apparently the one I've been checking out in DC versus He-Man, Injustice World, where Superman's evil. I don't know what happens in the actual DC Universe crossover.
Who cares?
Before I continue, let's bring on today's sponsor. No thanks to you. Yep, no thanks to you. We don't get any fucking hype, anything that really matters. And volume 2, the War for Eternity reaches its epic conclusion.
Anything less would be uncivilized.
Hordak has seized the full power of Grayskull. Now, nowhere in the universe is safe from his wrath. Only He-Man has the ability to stop him. But He-Man is no more, and if He-Man is truly gone, who will be able to stand up to Skeletor when he is the ultimate power in the universe? Well, a lot happens in the second book. First, we learn how Skeletor brought Adora to Etheria. And we found out that Skeletor and Shadow Weaver actually had a relationship.
Really?
Prince Keldor has a type, witchy girls apparently.
Well, duh!
Him and Shadow Weaver raised Despara, you know, Adora, and then Skeletor learned his future when he got the Havoc Staff returned to him, basically, and got warped to the past.
Skeletor!
A strange partnership has formed between Adam's sister, She-Ra, and his greatest enemy, Skeletor.
Traitor! Since when did you start helping the rebellion?
And of course, Skeletor betrays her. Meanwhile, back on Eternos City, King Adam is basically being all butthurt because he realized he broke the He-Man sword and can't be He-Man anymore. And it ends with Hordak destroying Planet Primus, as in the New Adventures of He-Man. Yeah, they really hate the New Adventures of He-Man. The first people they kill in Master of the Multiverse is that world. It's like they want to retcon the New Adventures of He-Man so much that they destroy the world twice already. Yeah, next chapter is nothing but twist, man. I mean, the Horde Troopers and Skeletor basically freed all the souls from the Fright Zone. They all went back to their bodies and all the Horde Troopers turned on Hordak. And then you also find out that the one who was also that, even though he thought evil-lyn and Triclops betrayed Skeletor, no, he paid them to actually act like they betrayed him so they could infiltrate the evil Horde on Grayskull. And then Skeletor kills Hordak, becomes the big bad finally.
And speaking of helping myself,
Skeletor has a plan to turn Hordak's own power against him and free the universe from the threat of the evil Horde.
so if that's the way you want it, then that's the way you get it.
You just find out it's going to be between Adam and Skeletor, and Adam's a snake man. Skeletor hires a assassin named Warwraith. Meanwhile, they got to get to Castle Grayskull, which is surrounded by the Fright Zone. But then we find out that Warwraith, the one who was hired by Skeletor to kill Adam, is Duncan. Yeah.
What a twist!
Shit goes down. Too much to list. We learn what happened to Duncan. He gets warped to the slime pit. We also get to see what's under Triclops' mask. He's blind, which... Teela rescues She-Ra. She-Ra has to go rescue Adam. We find out evil-lyn is the sorceress of the Bat Goddess. Yeah, shit's going down. Like,
What a twist!
Adam is in a battle to get his mind back from King Hiss. And he runs into little Teela, teenage Teela, and sexy green Teela. And the one part I thought was funny.
That's it. We're breaking up.
And Deus Ex Machina. Adam gets to upgrade. Skeletor becomes Super Ultra Skeletor.
Let this be our final battle!
And the epilogue, well, everybody's going to Eternia because they're all finally free from everything. Teela and She-Ra teaching kids. What I didn't like is how Adam just stays Adam, but She-Ra's just full-time She-Ra. I think that's kind of fucked up, but you know, it's the whole message that if he stays He-Man, he has to be evil. Meanwhile, She-Ra goes back to fucking Etheria, says goodbye to her brother because, you know, girl power. And then Adam and Teela get married because, well, he has to stay Adam. Then he builds another sword and it says never the end. And of course, the main twist ending is that evil-lyn is back.
Whatever.
Now to my biggest nitpick. The double standard.
What the fuck is this?
Let me get this straight. She-Ra's perfect, but He-Man isn't because he becomes the dictator, which to me is a big metaphor for
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Adam can't be He-Man full-time because power corrupts. But Adora can be She-Ra full-time, to the point where even she has to go back to Etheria because her people need her. The fuck you do? And technically, wouldn't she be technically less redeemable than Adam? I mean, Adam, yes, he was a spoiled brat who becomes He-Man.
I mean, come on!
I get the Last Jedi vibes in this.
The extreme always seems to make an impression.
I mean, I get it. DC, you and Marvel are in a woke-off of who can castrate a pop icon more.
One, it's been a long time since I've seen a new Marvel movie, and two, I'm totally fine with that.
Have this whole feminist message of, well, women can't be corrupted, but only men can. That's the vibe I'm getting. Come on! I liked it. The epic battles were very distracting to see the flaws of your story.
Oh, snap.
I get it. It was written during a time where the Trump administration, where, you know, you wanted to have this whole forced girl power thing because you're hoping Hillary Clinton would have won, and then she didn't. Then you became sore losers.
I've made a huge mistake.
This whole thing about the wrong side of history. Oh, you mean the losing team?
Nag, 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 nag!
Which is kind of funny because that's what happened with the Trump administration. Is they're all butthurt that their team lost.
Get on with it! Yes! Get on with it!
I give it a 3 out of 5. It's okay because it has just as much bullshit in there and just as much good shit in there. You know what I mean? Like, in a weird way, you can't really be mad at Kevin Smith for doing what he's doing to the He-Man series.
I've made a huge mistake.
soon to both Lost Anarchy magazine and Don't Watch Mojo channels. We got some badass graphic novel reviews. Hitchhiker's Guide by DC Comics.
The celebrated best-selling novel, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
What is this thing?
It's the guide. It's got everything you need to know to survive in the universe.
Well, I can't wait to start that. Some more Star Wars Legacy. I don't got all of them. I'll have that collection real soon. Now officially uncanon. And of course we got Grendel. Yeah, we got a few more of those. Scud, Disposal Assassin, the whole shebang, which is big, giant Bible size. It's huge. Stay tuned and be on the lookout for Lost Anarchy magazine issue number 19, out June 16th, all over basically LA and some other places. And shout out to our patrons, Count MoriVond, my homie from the Rainbow. I'm not gonna say what he does, but this guy is badass. Check out his channel. He does a lot of stuff on satanic poetry and other satanic Bible studies. And also a shout out to one of our other newer patrons, Janitor Jake. I've been a fan of his for years, and
talk about nostalgia, huh?
And of course, shout out to our usual patrons, Ryan Zacher and the Fly Attractor. Because we're living in a pandemic. Check out our Patreon, and linked in the description, as you can tell, and support our cause. We don't get paid for this shit.